If you're still looking through SpotOn fence reviews, then you know this collar looks pretty impressive. But can you really trust a collar with your dog's safety? Look, it isn't flawless. This is a training tool. And if a real fence won't cut it, then in theory, the SpotOn GPS fence could give you some peace of mind. In reality,
And there's my first beep.
it's an affordable fencing solution, but it's kind of an expensive collar. And this is your dog's safety we're talking about here. So let's get to know this collar before you spend, what is it, about $1,000 now? Anyway, if you like the SpotOn collar, you can click the link in the video description to get a discount at checkout. It'll also help support my channel at no cost to you so that I can keep testing these things and your dog doesn't have to.
Yep, okay, yep.
So let's take a look at this thing. If this stuff bores you, you can fast forward to the next section. It's pretty industrial looking, looks legit, made right here in the US. The gray material here is all silicone and the black components here are some sort of hard plastic. The weight's right about what I'd expect from looking at it. It's not noticeably heavy, not particularly light. The power button's right here and the static correction prongs go on the back here, should you use them. I can't say it looks like it was designed for comfort, but at the same time, it doesn't look that bad at all. Here's the GPS antenna. That should face the sky when your dog wears it, and you unclasp it right here. You adjust the size like this. Now, strap out, slide it to where you want it to be, snap the strap back in, you're good to go. It comes in 3 sizes, and I've even seen people using extensions for their giant breeds. But other than that, this is what you get. You don't get any color options. They also give you 2 sets of static correction prongs, one short set and one longer set, depending on your dog's coat. And they also give you this tool to tighten the static correction prongs and also to test them and make sure that the static correction is working without getting shocked. You can leave that part to me. And of course you get a charger. The collar sits on it just like this, and then it can sit flat on a tabletop and it plugs into the wall with this block here. It usually takes an hour or 2 for a full charge, depending on how dead it is. Setting up the collar is pretty easy and pretty quick. It comes with a bit of a charge, but as with any electronic device, it's not a bad idea to give it a full charge before you get started. In the meantime, you can set up the app, make a profile for your dog, connect your subscription if you're using one. It's not required, but it is good to have for escape alerts, live tracking, low battery notifications, all those types of things. It's about $10 a month, but a little cheaper if you pay for a year or 2 years at a time. And then you're ready to connect your collar over Bluetooth and take it outside to make sure you're getting a nice strong GPS signal. All this takes maybe 5 minutes, something like that. I have videos showing all these steps in detail. I'll link to those in the supporting videos section of the video description. And after that, you're ready to set up fences. So you can either draw your fence on a map, that'll get you up and running in a minute or 2, or you can hold the collar and walk the fence boundary. I like that method better. It'll drop fence posts for you automatically as you walk, and you can get pretty precise with it. You can pause fence creation to skip over a pond or something like that, and then resume when you're on the other side. And then when you get back near your starting point, it'll ask if you want to complete the fence. Then just name it, make sure it's loaded to the collar, and activate it. You could store maybe 10 virtual fences at a time, don't quote me on that number, and then you can activate each one as you need it. The interface is simple, easy to use, no problems there. You can customize your fence further by creating GPS-based home and keep-out zones. They need to be at least 30 feet by 30 feet, but beyond that, they can be any shape or size that you need them to be. Keep in mind that SpotOn recommends a minimum of a half an acre to give your dog enough space to feel truly free. I've made smaller fences than that, although at a certain point, I do start to notice that GPS drift more, which can be a concern if you're creating that boundary near roads or other hazards like that. Now, before we talk about how it performs, let's do a little rapid fire. And if you're getting antsy, you can skip ahead to the good stuff. You can always come back and watch this later. A lot of people ask about the battery life, and you'll pretty much get a day's use out of the charge. A little bit less if you're in tracking mode a lot. That's really the nature with these GPS collars. There are similar solutions that offer longer battery life, but they're really a different product class from the SpotOn. For the backpackers out there, SpotOn recently launched an off-grid mode, so you can create and use fences without any cellular or Wi-Fi connection at all. No other collar does this as far as I know. The app includes training materials that are concise and digestible. If you could use an extra hand, they offer a free Zoom call with a professional trainer, and they make it easy to call, chat, or email customer support from right within the app. They helped me troubleshoot an issue I was experiencing with my collar last summer. Oh, and it's correcting right now. It's nice to call and talk to real people right here in the US. And they offer a 90-day return window and accident forgiveness for up to a year. So I get the impression they stand by their product. So here's how the fence should work. Starting at about 10 feet from the boundary, the collar should start emitting an alert tone.
So I'm at the first beep. It's a bit of a beep-doo, beep-doo.
At about 5 feet from the boundary, it should switch over to a warning tone.
You get that secondary beep, more of an audible tone.
Once the boundary is crossed, it switches over to correction, which is vibration by default, but can also be static correction or both. And it should enable tracking mode automatically.
Now I'm gonna keep crossing. Okay, so that's not so bad. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely feel it.
And if your dog comes back, it'll give them an alert to let them know they're home safe. And if they continue past the boundary, the corrections will stop after 10 seconds for your dog's safety. Now, what I find is that with a clear view of the sky, even in really nasty weather, the SpotOn holds the boundary lines quite reliably. SpotOn says that the boundaries can shift by up to 10 feet over the course of the day. But what I find when I test it one time after another is that the alerts, warnings, and corrections are very consistent. In reality though, you may not always have a clear view of the sky. Forested areas are typically the most challenging for GPS dog fences, pine trees in particular. Obstructions can lead to more pronounced GPS drift, so that's something to be aware of when you're using any GPS fence. And I also notice that drift more when I'm testing fences that are significantly smaller than the recommended half-acre. But even in those more difficult situations where drift is a reality, it still delivers distinct alerts, warnings, and corrections in a logical sequence that your dog can understand and ultimately rely on. So does the SpotOn GPS fence have its limitations? Yeah, but so do all GPS dog fences and GPS devices for that matter. If I were to trust a GPS collar to keep my dog safe and to give them a fair shake, because remember, this thing can shock them,
Ow!
then I'd be very happy with the SpotOn. Not because it's the solution to all your problems, and not because some celebrity recommended it, but because I've tested tons of invisible dog fence collars, and this is the one that I trust most on my own neck. So if a real fence won't cut it for you, SpotOn is cheaper. It brings some benefits to the table that a real fence can't offer, like live tracking. And while it's not a physical barrier, it's a training tool that can help give your dog the freedom to roam your yard or the outdoors off leash. If you like the SpotOn, you can click the link in the video description to get a discount on your dog's collar. You'll see that reflected when you actually head over to checkout. But for now, I'll leave some helpful videos playing right here for you. And until next time, dog lovers, keep those tails wagging.